eloquently described. But here we go. We're on to Overpass, a map that's pretty good for both of these teams. I think Liquid has one of the more tangible results. Having played against Luminosity, they lost, but it was 16-13 against Luminosity this month. Whereas HellRaisers have only gone up against some, I think they played Flipside.
No shame
Flipside
losing.
and alternate attacks, and they actually lost to Flipside.
Okay. Yeah, no shame losing to Luminosity these days, that's for sure. Madren's got a kit and a couple of flashes. Nitro actually also bought. Doesn't have a pistol drop for him. Dropped the 5.7 for Hiko, it looks like, and is keeping the P2K for himself. And Hiko putting it to good work right now, getting 2. Looking for a third one, almost. Grabs that kill and sweeps it for the knife. Gets a knife frag for the 3K. So much extra money in his pocket. And a completely ridiculous sight hold at that.
I think they obviously need to put more bullets in the 5.7. Hiko could have been on for the ace right there, but he here's the click. He's like, all right, I know they're completely flashed. That was great team play from Team Liquid, supporting the raid boss, not only giving the 5.7 so he can get armor, then throwing flashes for him like that, allows him to get a knife, 1,500 bucks. Not quite out of the woods yet, though, as Angel will find a Glock headshot onto Elige. HellRaisers with 2, Liquid man advantage at 3.
You could tell HellRaisers here just posturing to reaggress B. I mean, you know, you can go back if you want to, but you don't know how far someone is pushed. Your biggest fear is that someone is right behind you and knows that you're going B, but typically running it back is the same as going to the same place late, and it seems like Nitro is going to put a bullet in the head of Angel to make that dream a little bit more unreasonable. Now, Steeko's here, and he hasn't shown the bomb, so he's actually causing a rotation out of the site. Will this mean he gets a plant? I think so. Nitro can't actually spot him.
We'll see what Steeko can do here, because he's one of the players that we could certainly highlight that needs to step up, and he started this round off with some kills.
Well, using that 5.7 at Hiko. Second kill of the round, and Simple only has 4 HP, so it's going to be a lot of pressure on Adren here to finish off this frag. And for some reason isn't planning. So worried about this flank. And has faked so many times, it's turned that into a kill. Simple goes down, it's a one-on-one. The bomb will certainly get planted at this moment, and Adren is going to aggress up the site, but Seagull comes up with a headshot, the 4K, and the 1v3.
He's back.
Wow. From 0-10 to 4-0.
Just like that, man. So yeah, it looked like the heroics from Hiko is what was going to win the day. Got so much money from that, and that actually is why. And I like this.
I think it's crazy.
Give that rifle to Simple. They're able to buy it, so this is going to be a very dangerous force up from Liquid. HellRaisers maybe expecting that because they know a knife injected money into that economy, but 2 Galils and an AK are the rifles, MAC-10 and a Scout here for HellRaisers.
2v5, 1v3, and man, that many fake plants. It's crazy that he was able to bait out every single time. Simple pushing up to the site, 4 HP. Really left Adren in a tough spot there, I think.
Yeah, he did. It's hard to trade that kill when you're up in that window.
Impossible, you might say.
Yes. Don't really have the angle if they peek off the left side of the site. Simple. He's the man to watch. Ooh, gonna take so much damage from that grenade. The smoke goes down. Now Simple left to think of his other options. He has to move about the map, and HellRaisers have gotten so far up long A. Complete control of that, and it's Adren as well as Elige waiting here on the site. Rotations, though, coming in from Hiko and Simple. Nitro making a push through the upper tunnels to come on the long flank, but Angel is watching that out like a hawk.
And Adren holding the angle here. Everybody is rotated over. HellRaisers were in a pretty good spot. Actually getting the bomb down makes it a lot easier now. They don't have to push too far in. And 5 players falling back to proper after plan spots with Nitro on a flank. As they kill people rotating through CT. Hiko, the only one left, is going to hang on to this M4 that he earned himself with that knife.
That's unfortunate. There is a small glimmer of hope with Simple boosted behind that chain link fence that if he gets that kill with the man crossing, they could have perhaps turned it around, but he misses that. And you're boosted on someone's head. It's not like you can really strafe and then give a repeat. So he's still staying there and gets killed immediately. Hiko now, he's been spotted. He'll bring down 0. But as you said, he really wants to hold on to this M4A4, and he's going to run into Kucher. Hearing those steps, finds that kill, and will live to fight another round.
You know,
long peeking. Whoo.
Gets to a good spot and has another kill on his hands. Wow, and keeps the gun, and that's a huge save. That's a huge save. He gets 3 kills. That's so much damage, plus he hangs on to the M4, which it would have been, even if he lost that, it would have been totally worth it for those kills. So, nope, the damage done to HellRaisers, but they realize what's just happened. They've won a round that Liquid invested a lot of money into, and have rebought a couple of MAC-10s. Or basically just going to try to farm with these MAC-10s, put them in front, maybe scout a site.
Yeah, exactly. It did kind of hurt that they lost all those rifles because they did have 4 of them on the round, but it's maybe not all that bad if the MAC-10s actually find the kill. Get some of that money back. Of course, Hiko could still be dangerous. They'll put a unique little stack onto B. 4 players there, although 1 actually supporting. That's Nitro, letting Hiko stand on his shoulders.
Yep. No, he's a really, really nice position. If they do go B, and, you know, A is completely forfeited, right? So if you, like, for example, are defaulting and you are planning to maybe go back to A, you always leave someone out there so that you don't have to clear stuff on your way back. And so they are going to actually hit this stack and run right into it. It is going to be the full eco, so it'll be hard nonetheless, but if Liquid, oh my goodness, aren't afforded a few kills, I'd be surprised. Hiko getting the first one and opening it up. Oscar with a headshot gets one for his own.
Oh, Nitro, no upgraded pistol. Trying to peek through with the P2K. Finds Angel topping and actually will find a headshot onto him, but HellRaisers survived the round, minimal casualties. And going into the first rifle, HellRaisers starting off fantastic. Exactly what they need to do. They really needed to hit the ground running going into this map after, you know, they got wrecked on cash.
Yeah.
So it's a nice turnaround for them.
Yeah, and also to think, you know, that 1v3 on the pistol has gotten them to the place they are here in this half, which is a quick 3-0. The fact that they forced that force up means that they're very low on economy, or very low on utility, that is. Liquid right now, they have 1 kid on Nitro, Adren with no nades, and actually 4 towards B. This is a read.
Hiko at barrels, it will be checked. It's actually the MAC-10 that will get the frag, so HellRaisers continuing the early game domination. Angel going to spot 1 recoil control through the fence. That'll land onto the head of Nitro, and now Adren just trying to hold his op. He was at A, wasn't tested, and doesn't want to rotate into a 1v4. He finds a hiding place.
That's a hard-hitting round on their confidence right there. I mean, they just had 4 players around for the site hold. The perfect read. Adren is holding A with his op, doesn't see anything, and knows they aren't long, and yet HellRaisers managed to kill 4 people in the site, lose 1 in trades. Like, what just happened? I'm not sure. You could put it down to maybe nades. I mean, HellRaisers hit that really quickly, and the force up might be biting them in the ass a little bit in the sense that they spent that money that they could have had in incendiaries on this round. But either way, I guess the one consolation here is that Adren holds on to this op because they wouldn't see it for next round if they saved. And they're most likely going to try to recycle it one more time. But the quick full execute from HellRaisers, 2 rounds in a row. Liquid read them on the hit, and they still come out way ahead. Doesn't even come to a close round. Now, HellRaisers, we'll see what they do with the op. Adren's moving it over towards B while 2 people move towards A. I think with the spawn, like, you can go and at least spot party, but I think that'll be simple from the bathrooms to take on that responsibility while Nitro's in stairs.
All right, another fast play onto the B site. Stiko, the first one through Monster. Adren takes his op here. Maybe he's what's needed to hold that site together. Adren finding 2 quick ones, 0 finally taking him out. And while also it is a round with limited weaponry here for Liquid. So Adren did his part. Now it's up to the 5-7s. Oscar with his op, getting 1 out of the window, pulls out his 5-7. Fight the 5-7. 0 with the nade Molotov as well. That's going to make things tough in that pit, at least trying to get out of it, but Angel will not let him. 5-0 for HellRaisers. Team Liquid now need to find something that's going to work on the CT side as they head into another rifle round. Yeah,
you know, Adren was good to find that multi-kill. Couldn't find the 3rd one.
Gesundheit. Someone is sneezing.
Yeah, that was loud. Everything's louder on LAN.
True. Especially Splice.
especially Abe. Yeah, we get the op one more time. I mean, I thought that they wouldn't be able to afford it, but it looks like they are. And we'll see how they put it to work. Adren is going to be playing the spot, just like we saw JDM playing on CLG just now. Misses the opening frag on a player wide peeking through party. That's a rough kill to miss because now he's got to recede into the site. They have very little information. If we see how close they are together on the mini-map, it does tell you exactly how much map control they're just giving up immediately.
Yeah, and they didn't even have to do too much to get that control either. HellRaisers just kind of make their presence known. The shot is missed, and they immediately fall back into the site. So it gives HellRaisers control of everything, and now they can try to stage that execution. They've got 3 Molotovs, 4 smokes, nade, and a bunch of flashes, so enough utility to do anything they want to do. And here we go. We got some of them setting up. 0 throwing 1 to cover those stairs, and they're going to aggress now onto the A site. Wall of smokes, beautiful. Long was resmoked as well, but the HellRaisers will just push through it. Nitro's trying to walk through, pop flash through, does find Oscar. Sees him in that smoke, knows he's there, gets him as Oscar goes for that repeat. Bomb being planted, Nitro running out of bullets, he nearly stopped the plant. Things going well for Liquid. Angel gonna jump over, trying to find another kill, but he can't do it. Limited to just the one frag. Stico 1 versus 3. He had some crazy antics on the pistol round, but they've got to expect him to be over here on short. He'll be spotted, and Hiko first to make contact and wins the battle. That's the first round for Liquid.
I love how they just waited him out. Didn't even bother tapping the bomb. I mean, just played on his insecurities there in terms of maybe not hearing the tap or something like that, and just everyone holding angles. And Liquid do come away with the round. It was really solid. The thing was, like, HellRaisers had all that map control. I guess it's because they didn't know that they had all that map control. They didn't really abuse it. But Liquid, you know, apart from that, I mean, the round, you know, they traded 2 for 2 at one point, but Nitro almost stopped the plant completely. Like, it was pretty dominant site hold, even with the smokes coming out. So
yeah, well, there actually was a bit of a gap on the smokes that allowed. Who was it? Was it Nitro?
Yeah,
it was Nitro that kind of pushed. He didn't have to push the smoke. There was a hole there.
True.
And he was able to exploit that and stop the full long push.
So kind of shooting themselves in the foot there.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Exactly. 1 per map.
1 per map.
We actually forgot one on Cash, so we'll do 2 of them here. Double op setup, though, comes out of that for Liquid. They're able to pick one up, so that'll go over to Simple.
And the hot rotation over to B. Long B, as it seems. So Angel is holding down short, and from here, Angel doesn't even have to, like, actually get in the site. I mean, if they all want to go long B, him just staying here is huge. He can hold rotations and play for clutch, but instead is going to come in and try to entry and be successful. Stico moving his way into pit with a nice snapshot onto Hiko, takes his head off, and is going to have some pressure put on him by the CZ on Simple. 3v3 now.
Yeah, and retaking with 2 ops is going to be tough. I guess that's why Simple pulled out that CZ to get it done. And Adren and Simple, op shot after op shot. And, okay, 3 people surviving in the last 2 rounds that Liquid have won, so slowly building up an economy as they string together some rounds. And HellRaisers, where are they left? Actually in a position where they can buy again, so Team Liquid haven't granted themselves any easy rounds yet.
Oddly enough, didn't use any of their utility, Adren or Simple. I mean, having their ops out is really important. On the retakes, typically you dump your nades as soon as possible because you don't want to be holding nades out while you're actually in the site and people might beat you. But had all their utility left over, and so that's about $1,000 they won't have to rebuy on top of the ops, the armor, the kit. And we've seen HellRaisers in the last couple of rifle rounds just go for a quick long B hit, which it looks like they're going back to. Those worked, the slow ones didn't. Will it work a 3rd time? Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I think Team Liquid might have been able to talk over in some of these rounds what was maybe going wrong, because it seems like they've found the answer now, trading effectively here on the defense. Bomb not even going to go down. Simple will take it out of Zero's hands. Oscar gets that trade immediately, then finding another onto Elige, so 2-on-2. And what a quick round. Only about 30 seconds off the clock, and now it's turned into this 2-on-2. And it'll extend from here as HellRaisers. They know they've got that time. They're going to try to play the mind games. Yeah,
and you can see how HellRaisers are moving so quickly across the map that they aren't going to stop running here. They're actually going back to stairs. I thought they were going to run all the way back to A and play off the thought that maybe HellRaisers were hanging out, lingering a little bit longer. I feel like no, we have actually Adren moving back to A here, so probably an even better play to take their time. Again, lots of time on the clock left over, as you mentioned. Came into a 2v2 situation in about 30 seconds, so.
The problem is that door. They've got to open it to make information, and he goes far enough back on Graffiti that'll hit. But Angel turns and looks like, really? You made noise? Oscar didn't hit the first little ledge after the railing and then quietly dropped, so I wonder if the footstep was heard.
Yeah, I mean, opting not to play this 2v2 together, but Hiko just listening for information. Maybe we'll call for Adren to rotate before he decides to aggress the site. What's important here is that they get the information right away. And yeah, Adren's going to make his way over. And sometimes you got to trust yourself to retake.
So Adren in the window. Hiko now going to make his presence known out of Graffiti, trying to get that spray down onto Angel. It's kind of at an angle. Oh, okay, Adren's actually going to go far enough out. I thought he was going to be too low and then put himself in danger of Oscar, who now will take up an angle on the window, but that smoke's going to stop things.
Wow, just barely sees him. That Molotov might control this rotation, actually.
Beautifully played.
He pushes through it and finds the frag.
Good thing he wasn't still on the fire there.
Yeah, that was
very, very close. That was pretty sick from Adren.
Yeah.
He makes the risky play. He peeks out, puts himself in a bit of danger, but he supports Hiko. They get that kill and a good smoke onto the site. That blocks off Oscar's line of sight, forces him to move. And then with that or incendiary that he threw, he really read them like a book. Executed perfectly.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, it was a hard read on both sides. Like Oscar's like, oh, you throw this molly, well, I'm going to come through it because who would do that? You know, maybe you're assuming I'm low HP. And Adren's like, I'm going to throw this molly, you're probably going to come through it. So I'm going to peek right into you. And
with the pistol too, it just ran at him.
Yeah. He played on the bluff, so that was pretty cool.
All right, so not too aggressive of a defense out at middle for Team Liquid. They take a little bit of a look down short. That's going to be Adren posted here with the op. He gets Deco as he's coming up the stairs. And everyone just going to stop in their tracks after that. What happened? They were literally, are they lining up smokes? Because everyone just stopped moving. Like, they've been in the same exact position for, okay, now Oscar's moving. And they weren't throwing smokes either, so, all right. Taking their time, moving up middle.
Yeah. Liquid's so comfortable to just give up large parts of the map constantly. We see this be a problem for teams, but it seems as though HellRaisers aren't really abusing the map control anyway, so it almost doesn't matter. Except that, you know, I think they rely on their full executes to come out and help them. It's just that Liquid's counter nades and players holding sites have been really effective.
Well, here comes that smoke wall, and this one's actually fully effective. There's not a gap that people can walk straight through, so this one could be better for the HellRaisers, but of course they went down a man early, so they were kind of executing already at a disadvantage.
That smoke has got to be off. I mean, I feel like it's off.
There might have been a little gap in the middle, but it wasn't in the same place where Nitro pushed through it on that one round.
And Adren finding another frag. Now, 10 seconds left. They've got to plant the bomb, and they probably won't be able to do it, so it looks like they're going to fall back and save. But, yeah, that smoke, once again, has cost them a kill. I think, you know, jumping through the long smoke and then checking your left is a direct call-out. Maybe they're planting that smoke so people play close left and so they can isolate them. But at the same time, you have to come through a smoke, and they tried it, and literally that player has nothing else to watch. So if that kill comes easier to him, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to try and isolate him in that way, you know, without a pop flash or anything. But either way, these smoke executes not so good for HellRaisers. Their rushes have worked so far, and pretty much nothing else.
Very true. Well, even the last one under the B side, it was very close. That's when Adren had the big play to clutch it over there, but it still worked better, right? They got the bomb down, and at the very end, it boiled down to a 1 versus 1. So maybe speed is what HellRaisers need to increase here. But Team Liquid, of course, off to a rough start, have fought back with a chance to tie it up. HellRaisers, not a lot of funding onto this round. Stiko with just a Tech 9, his utility, and Galil there on a Kucher. So absolutely close for Nitro.
Yeah, very close. Adren once again on short as 4 players are aggressing long B. A lot of players in B to defend. Again, Adren is holding down A with the op. And from the backup pit, a bunch of players looking to tee off on some terrorists. Stiko coming through with a Tech 9 and finding a frag, but it won't be enough. It's a 3v3, not enough bomb control. The smokes are dissipating. Oscar looking for a frag. He does find that kill, and now the round is maybe back in their hands, except Nitro and Oscar go tit for tat.
Yeah, so every trade's been very even. We had obviously 5-on-5 into 4-on-3, then HellRaisers strike back, and here they've got the advantage now. So they were a man down, able to come back into this 2-on-1. Elige seems to be unknown. They killed a lot of people from pit, so they've really, okay, never mind. Oscar's got the hard reads, takes down Elige. It looked like he even threw the floorboards.
Wow, so aware is Oscar, and so impactful with that off. Not scared at all, really aware, super good aim. I mean, this guy's an incredible player all around. And even with 4 rounds in a row, Liquid do not have much money whatsoever. I don't know if HellRaisers will anticipate a save here, but I think if they do, they'll play it out a little bit differently. That being said, they should be fully aware that the last round that they played was a 1v1, and so no matter what, it would have been very expensive to try to rebuy next round.
HellRaisers will just spread out. Pretty passive, actually, waiting for any aggression that might come. Flash goes down. Oh, this is trouble. They're all so blind. Stiko able to see again. Gets 1 frag. Now Civil coming the other way. And they've, okay, they've backed off. Nitro, he's got this AK in his hands. He doesn't have any armor, though. Stico fell back.
Oh man, if they had just one more piece of utility, they might even be able to complete this play right now. That Molotov might put players in an awkward situation. Oh, that second one is going to definitely seal the deal here. Simple, blind, and on fire has no play at that moment. Nitro with no armor is going to have to hit his first bullet. Can't do it. Stico finds a headshot for himself. Hiko, his counterpart, at the top of the stairs.
Another 4K at least for Stico, and as Hiko is walking down the stairs, oh man, that's a bad way to not hit the ace. That seemed like it should have been a free frag there for Stico, especially because Hiko doesn't even have armor.
No ace, rounds in jeopardy. Oscar has an op. I mean, he's going to use this, but Hiko doesn't have any armor, so whoa, yeah, jeez. Good thing Angel was there to trade, but that's how you win 100% of 2v1, right?
Yep.
You know, you put one player in jeopardy, but ultimately you're double peak. There's no way you lose that unless you're just literally having the worst game of your life. But you never plan for that. You plan to basically be able to have some decent fundamentals and hit a simple spray down, as Angel just did. But very, very good eco. It was nice how they had like the pistol bait peaks, and then they threw the flash instead of just throwing the flash and peeking off of it.
Yeah, right? You show someone is there, suddenly everyone's looking in tunnel vision into one area, then you drop the flash, re-peek. If there weren't 3 people in stairs, that could have actually just won the round for Liquid, because I got those first 2 kills for free.
Adrenaline shuts down the aggression at A really easily with just that opening pick. It not only you kill somebody when you get that opening pick on them crossing, you slow them down. Like no one wants to continue their peak, run out further with rifles, and just get opped. And on top of that, you get all that information. So you know players can only be so far. You know that they're down a man and they might change their strategy. There's a lot of value in getting an opening kill and also getting the opening kill with the op.
Nitro is playing some dangerous mind games right now. Oh, he finally leaves. He was in that corner. He smoked it off. Then they spammed it, naded it, did everything. Thinking, all right, they've thought I've fallen off, but then finally does. And maybe Simple had called for the boost. That could have been the reason. He checks up behind the truck to look at long. Nothing is there. They've cleared out, so Team Liquid does have some information. Still 5-on-4, and they're playing passive in the sites.
Super valuable spot for Mahiko. So like this late into a round where a team has already gone A, well, the last spot you'll most likely be in is on this side of the tunnel at long B. So he might get away with a kill here. It actually peeks out into a frag and is looking for a flash to complete a multi-kill. No, finds a double, gets 2 people flashed, but they're still out. And this round's still on for HellRaisers. 18 seconds left.
Nitro shooting through those smokes. That's dangerous on just 20 HP. One straight bullet catches him. He could go down. Baiting some hot shots from Oscar, but wow, that seemed like that recharged very fast. He'll bring down Nitro. Big kill. It's going to fall onto Adren. Can he clutch another round here? Call comes out that perhaps they're low. He's going to go in with the silence. Does take down Zero, but Oscar, man, what a player. He's been so good here for HellRaisers.
Yeah, it's crazy how he finds his perfect. He finds he seems to be very comfortable in these like full execute situations, a lot of smokes and flashes with an op, and is a really valuable part of a round that requires a lot of mobility in a situation that's very chaotic. Still manages to land his op shots, have impact, be mobile. Again, insanely talented.
And good to see Stico also turn things around after such an abysmal map 1 that he had. He's actually the frag leader right now, 14-9. Top fragger on the server and on his team. And yes,
Simple just deleted Oscar, like peeking mid with his op.
Op this.
Yeah.
And that'll go over to Stico now. As I say it, he throws it down to pick up an AK. And then back to the op. He's undecisive. He's throwing weapons away, actually. So there's the smarter play. I'll toss... Just, you know, that extra little boost over.
He doesn't even try to do it again.
He's like, no, it's not possible.
We're moving on.
I've determined it. We got to move on with the round.
They're like, did you get rid of the op, Stico? And he's like, no, we're not going to talk about it.
He's like, yes, I did.
Yeah, that's what he says. Liquid looking to stack B. We've seen HellRaisers go B so many times versus Ecos. Liquid feel that this round will be no different. It would be mistaken. Instead, maybe they'll look to push for information so they can figure out if they need to rotate. No, Simple let them know that that is the case.
The smoke's coming out again. No, not full smokes, just 2 actually thrown into bank. Molotov to deal with people running up the stairs. Nitro will just commit to it. He'll be brought down. No one can follow for the trade, but somehow Adren finds a ledge to stand on, does get 1 kill. Some more aim punch. hurting Elige. Angel getting 2 ump kills on this round, and it's Eco 1-on-2. Actually, still has a chance here. That player is very, very low. Angel on just 2 HP.
Oh, he did peek. Wow. And he pays for it. Leaves his teammate in a 1v1 here. And Zero finding the other part of bathrooms to peek out of. A 10-second defuse, has to hit the headshot, can't do it. He's going to look for one more opportunity. Saw that he got off the bomb. Zero might get a little bit nervous here. And Hiko going to commit to the spray, but can't do it. Well played from Zero in that 1v1. Angel taking a little bit of a risk there.
And Hiko... Yeah, as I just said, the bomb sites are so close and you don't have any armor. Didn't think he could even get far enough away, so he's trying to run and save that AK into the next round, but the bomb will take him down. So HellRaisers 9-4, forcing a lot of rebuys here onto Team Liquid, but they can manage it. Adren able to get out with that op. And now look at the performers here on Team Liquid. It's once again Hiko out in front, 14-9, and then Adren following him up at 12-8.
Yeah, Hiko continuing to frag out, as we saw him almost touch 30 there in what looked like, I think, 20 rounds. He was 26-4, I think, or 26-10 or something like that. Pretty beast scoreline. Oh, look at that nade damage. Almost 150 damage there done by nades on this full buy from Liquid. They don't even have to know that they hit HellRaisers for that to have a giant impact on the way this round goes. Now, HellRaisers will have to reassess the situation, and since they have so much time, we'll just go back to A. They know that Liquid aren't the type to push long quite that often. In fact, they almost never play aggressive long, which is maybe something they think about, or they will think about. But either way, that makes this round so much harder.
That was actually Hiko 25-9 there in map 1. Still having a good performance here, and still some wiggle room to get some more rounds on that CT side. Angel, getting dinked up through some walls. Confused, but still alive and actually still pretty healthy.
Maybe confused by the fact that a dink only did 10 damage.
Yeah, he's like, what happened here? I think it went through the plywood and the either the metal wall there or the door. But yeah, who knows?
And some funky rotations from HellRaisers, and I say funky because they didn't leave anyone to anchor the other side. They made a hard rotation back to A because they were really worried about B, but they didn't have any plan of non-committing. Now they're just coming back on a whim all the way back to B. You're going to take some more nade damage and have to execute. Two people left, everybody on the site getting a kill apiece.
Simple going to move down to the canal, try to make a play, brings down Oscar. Kucher's there for the trade, but it leaves him in a pretty dire situation. 1 versus, well, I guess technically 5. 1v4 right now. They did kill a man. And another one. On to Elige. Time running out, still fighting, and dies after time.
Did he die? He died after time?
Team Liquid wins the round. I didn't actually say. Yeah, the clock is there.
Okay. 2,300. Okay. Either way, not going to have a lot of money. HellRaisers looking to make this a 10-5 half. They've got you know, a really, really solid T side so far. 6-9 for Liquid. I don't think it's going to mean that much. I'd say that's like, I'd still say it's anyone's game if Liquid are able to seal up this last round. And they'll have a good opportunity to do it. HellRaisers only have Tech-9s.
Yeah, will it be the Tech-9 surprise though? Here on Overpass, that gets him 1 round and gets him into the double digits.
It's my least favorite birthday gift.
Yeah, exactly. Simple on the site. Actually, scouting. Oh, Adren with the 2-for-1! And here's Simple with another. Actually, Elige grabs it. Adren with his 3rd kill of the op, and everything is falling apart. It's now just Angel. Nice 1v on to Simple. 1v4 now for him. It would actually be an ace clutch if he pulls it off.
You hate to see it.
But all right, Team Liquid, they find themselves 2 rounds in a row at the end of the half. They lose it. It is a CT-sided map, but definitely still within reason that they could come back and do this if they get the pistol. Same thing with HellRaisers. They find that, start the second half, could close it out.
Yeah, who really knows what's about to happen? It's hard to make an assessment based on the half that we've seen so far. A 10-5 half might allude to HellRaisers doing really, really good, but a 6-9, you know, in combination with Liquid getting the last 2 rounds as a comeback when it could have been like a 4-11, it starts to speak a little bit more for Liquid, I feel like. But at the same time, you know, HellRaisers yesterday versus HellRaisers on the last map, it's, you know, 2 different beasts, and I feel like maybe HellRaisers are starting to heat up and are maybe starting to show what they're really capable of, you know?
Yeah.
versus Liquid that seemed to be playing really well. The retakes that they won were really good. Still, HellRaisers managed to get a number of rifle rounds in that half. There wasn't a lot of saving going on on their side, that is.
And they got off to a strong start, winning the pistol in 5 in a row. Made things difficult for Team Liquid early on, able to bounce back there in the middle of the first half and then finding success late, 2 rounds in a row. But looking at the big performers, we've got Angel with 120 ADR. That's average damage per round, 15 kills, top fragged on the team. And Stiko, it's like, hey, this map was actually 5v5. Stiko didn't go 0-12. He very much performed. He won them a ridiculous pistol round. It was so close. Remember, Hiko had the triple kill, and then Stiko, this rhyme is also killing me, by the way,
I know.
picked up the 4K to win that round, and then they got 4 in a row after.
And just to give you guys some perspective on ADR, I'd say like 80 is like very good, 90 is excellent, 100 is above and beyond.
Adren also had 100, so Adren and Angel were in the 100 ADR club. It's a nice club to be in.
Typically, like the best player in Invite will have like 90 ADR at the end of a season. So and that's to say that your ADR gets lower and lower as the games go on. A one-off with 130 is is an anomaly. It's a fantastic game, but your average at the end of a series or multiple games,
or even an event, right?
Yeah, if it's above 90, you've done a fantastic job. In most circumstances.
Definitely
a much better metric than KDA.
Yeah, it shows the consistency of the player, which is what's really key when you look at your star players.
Oh, Stiko opening up this pistol round.
The pistol god, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. Mingling.
Oh, Elise running in, and the Glocks, they strike fear in the heart of the HellRaiser fans. Although they are answering back. That's Stiko with 2 more 3K on this pistol round as well. Can he make it another? He won't have to. Kucher finds a double, and okay, HellRaisers, they take back that brief bit of momentum that Liquid had. It's now 10-6.
No bomb plant, so no psychological power on this round. HellRaisers will, it seems like, in response, I mean, they're buying up a couple of SMGs, just a mix buy, Oscar with a scout, because that scout is super valuable, even though you think like, why scout on the second round. Shout out to the Hiko camel picture by the Just OP. That's funny, I'll retweet that. Yeah, the scout can be really good. Do 70 damage and then hit someone once and they're dead. So even versus saving players can be effective if you manage to stay alive. Obviously, having 2 scouts starts to become a problem because you can't get a lot of shots off really fast, and so aren't that valuable and helpful with your teammates in that way.
Oh, Nitro trying to find an opening into the B site by running some of those boosts out in construction, but Angel is aware of it and finds the first kill of the round that way. So now 5-4 in Liquid, still actually over around on the B side of the map. Stiko's going to get one. That's a shout on to Simple and some boosts coming out. Actually kind of, oh, that's back behind the CT wall there.
How confident do you feel like they are on their T side, Overpass?
Well, I mean, neither of these teams have played the best in the biz. I mean, I guess Luminosity is the best result. So looking at the T side statistics for Team Liquid, interrupt me if anything crazy is happening in this round. No, HellRaisers got it.
Up, yeah.
Team Liquid on the T side here in the 3 times they've played it, 68% of their T side rounds were a victory.
Okay.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah. So that's
but remember, their game against Team YP is buffing those stats quite a bit.
Certainly, yeah. That actually is a huge factor in their recent results, that is, on their T side. But what's interesting to me is like the force up that we just saw, because you're 6'9", you don't force and you're like around you're 12 rounds, but if you do force, then you don't have a great buy and you didn't get a plant, which I guess they were hoping to do, but they didn't get a plant on either of those 2 rounds, so their deficit is going to be pretty great before they can buy, and then they're in pretty deep.
Oscar looked like an action movie star right there, just fade away. It's like Bad Boys 3 starring HellRaisers Oscar.
Ooh, nice spray control from Stiko. A new man, Stiko.
Yeah, seriously. Maybe they switched computers.
Maybe they switched computers. Maybe they switched Stiko, Hiko.
Yeah, right. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
So the rifle round comes out now for Team Liquid, and well, they've got smokes, at least 4 smokes, 1 Molotov there on a Dren, a couple flashes. That's about it. Not a lot to work with. If they're going to use their utility to execute, they will have to be very decisive and confident, because if they don't actually pull the trigger, they'll have nothing to work with.
And quick, right? Like they don't have a lot of time to work the map, and they don't have much ability to get map control in general. That's just, it costs you a lot and needs to do that. So I wonder what that means for them in this round. And Simple going down in stairs is not a good sign. That's a huge rotation point. A lot of info for HellRaisers, who can suddenly reaggress or just spot the area, see nothing more is there, have a little bit more info that it's going to be more players towards A than B. And Oscar actually has a scout at A, so that is one advantage to the side of Liquid.
Yeah, they're going to realize that now as he took a shot, and okay, he falls. Elige was going up. Maybe the confidence to get aggressive because he hears the scout. Stiko at truck. He's in the pivotal position right now. Is he having any support? Yes, players coming upstairs. It's actually Zero who went down. And 2 on 2. Nitro barely hanging on 2 HP. They got a flash and a smoke left.
Long control has been secured. I think a peek has been taken along as well, so they might have realized Nitro is rotating back. They see a Angel, excuse me, jump spotting from the truck.
Got the bomb down too.
There was an opportunity from a frag for Hiko, who is probably going to be more aggressive in the situation because Nitro has 2 HP.
Gonna go for the boost, see what angles they can't find, and no one giving him an opportunity for a pick. But there is an opportunity to walk up and just pick up the bomb.
You know, they could actually, I mean, a few seconds ago, they could have just got the bomb and ran B if they knew that HellRaisers had forfeited it, but there's no way they could have known that, obviously. And, oh, Hiko getting the kill on Stiko.
All right, 10 seconds. Time is in the red. Going for the jumping AK shots, but it won't matter. He goes off the right side of the box, brings down Angel, and what a clutch there from Hiko.
No way.
Getting them their first round, but it cost a lot. They had to use everything.
I feel like for the way that HellRaisers were playing out that round, that they were playing that 2v2 so passively, that to forfeit that all of a sudden with Stiko peeking the truck was just, you know, foot half in the door, half out. Or foot, whatever, however that goes.
Whatever the saying is.
Whatever that, yeah. Anyways. That, I don't know. I feel like he should have just maintained the crossfire with Angel, waited for the bomb to be planted, which it seems like what they were posturing to set up for in the first place, and then play the after plant like they wanted to. Instead, they weren't both playing it aggressively, and they created 2 1v1s for Hiko to take advantage of. You know, you give a man like that those shots, he's going to hit them.
So they get that first round into the first rifle round. That's very, very big. Could be a turning point in this match. Still a long road to go from Liquid and arguably on the harder side of the map. 5 rounds down now. HellRaisers, not the richest of players either. Somewhat limited on their utility, and this is that important round because whoever loses it will have to take a full eco.
Eco, Stiko, Hiko.
There you go. More rhymes. Adren, gonna open the door. No one's peeking. That's what he was expecting. Simple watching over for the boost as well. Angel did show that he wanted to do that in some of the earlier rounds.
Yeah. And again, both teams like to group for something relatively early most of the time. It's very different from the CLG match where we watched, and yeah, the Molotovs come over. HellRaisers know exactly what's up.
Flames blocking the way. Nitro can't quite plant the bomb yet, and Zero kills the Dren. Man advantage for HellRaisers. Time getting low. Bomb finally going down as the fire clears out. Simple to hit the headshot and even things up.
Looking for the second kill, but can't find it. Now Stiko has short control. Is actually just going to hold it to maintain this fear in their minds for the retake as Oscar finds a frag to assist his teammate. Hiko goes down as well, and it's all down to Elige with the Galil. Stiko and HellRaisers, all in all, very happy about winning that round. And for good reason. I mean, if they, you know, if Liquid put together those 2 rounds in a row, who knows what kind of economic place HellRaisers would be in, especially with that bomb plant on the side of Liquid. It could have changed the pace of things completely, but HellRaisers with a very solid lead and are taking a pause. Probably a good time to do that.
Yeah, that shot off the site actually from Nitro was crazy. Peeks that sliver off the left side of the site, kills a man in graffiti, then goes back for another peek, and Oscar's there, just taking the same exact position, but as the op. Then it all fell apart from there. HellRaisers hit in some great shots, and I think it was Stiko who was on the big flank coming through Monster that finds Elige with pretty much no answer. So 13-7, and the timeout, the tactical pause for Team Liquid. The money on this round not going to be that great, but let's take a actually no, they just got that round, so they get reset. Their economy is going to have fallen on pretty hard times right now. They'll take an eco round, probably talk about that, put some upgraded pistols and a flash into it, see what you can't get out of it for a couple $100, and then also talk about this upcoming rifle.
If I'm watching this demo as Liquid, one thing I'll probably notice right away is that that Simple is moving around quite. I mean, sorry, not Simple. Oscar is moving around quite a bit with the op. And so pulling them to the other site might not be a problem, you know. So if you don't have to fake a site to execute, but if they took, for example, they sent 2 people over to get short control and then make it seem like it's going to be some type of B hit, or just maintain presence around short and stairs, and then take long because HellRaisers never push up long, so most likely leave that spot immediately. They could have a lot better of a chance getting towards A with a long split, which is something that I feel like HellRaisers have overlooked because neither HellRaisers nor Liquid like messing with it on their T sides. They haven't really split up into too many defaults, or most of the time congregating towards one site and then committing to it. We haven't seen fakes come out at all.
It's actually so different from the Overpass we saw earlier. That was the CLG SK.
Both fighting
where,
for
like,
long.
So many of the rounds were just decided at long.
Yeah.
And very aggressive play from the CTs at long. Didn't really see any very aggressive rounds out in middle or long for Team Liquid. A few where Gen would go out, but even then he was somewhat reserved, just had the op, would get the first shot. They'd fall back and only sit on the sites.
Contrasting that with like Fugly and Cutler, who Fugly would just get flashed up, and no one would even hear that in this situation. But you know, that's a half too late for Liquid. HellRaisers pretty much have a good beat on what's going on, and have been relatively dominant so far on their CT side. Pistol doing a lot for them as well. Both pistols, I mean.
And that all comes down to Stico. Such impact frags. I think he's got 7 frags in just the pistol rounds.
Yeah.
And the pausing is 1 per map, total of 5 minutes. So they can take 3 more minutes to talk about this if they want to.
I think I saw the.
You're looking at them. What are they doing down there, Launders?
I swear I just saw the OK from Nitro. So maybe they're going to think about going into.
They're starting to buy, so it looks like they have decided on something. And that's what it will be. Not going to force the option here. You've got to be very careful with the money when you're playing a team that's just 3 rounds away from closing out the map.
Yep.
And also, if anyone's just joining us, this is a best of 3, the first of the tournament. Winner goes on to the major, loser goes home. So a lot riding on this.
Yeah, HellRaisers the ones who have more to worry about on this map than anyone else, or than Liquid, that is, because if they lose this, they go home, whereas Liquid have the opportunity to play Dust 2. HellRaisers want more than anything to bring it to Dust 2.
It's going to be a crazy
Obviously,
rematch.
even if this was the first map, they would just love to see Dust 2. They have a victory over Liquid in a quad OT, a crazy match versus Liquid. But would also be very exciting because they played each other already. Yep, freeze time is ending, and we're going back into the map. Potential to end the game next round for HellRaisers, provided they survive this eco. I've definitely called it too early a couple of times today, where a full eco was won by a team, and momentum shifted immediately. But
yeah, surprising amount of them actually.
Yeah.
Like full ecos, no armor at all. And okay, this one not working out. They're going to get caught. It's the aggression actually from HellRaisers on this short drain. Not even able to use their utility before 2 of them are gunned down and others left wounded. P90 coming in from the flank. Take a pause. HellRaisers says, yeah, talk about a round. Do something slow. And that's what you expect after pause a lot of time. You're going to, like, all right, we push. We're going to find this team lining up really exotic smokes, crazy pop flashes, ready to take corners. We just run at them with P90s. Welcome to Silver 1.
Just went on a tear with that one. Now here, okay, so they were definitely planning for this round more than anything else. Obviously would have liked to got a kill, get a bomb plant there, would have helped them out greatly. But at 7 rounds, Liquid now are decided to buy 1 away from match point, hitting long B real fast.
Zero's blind, but he's got him lined up anyways. Still alive because Liquid's blind too. Doing so much damage. Kucher at the barrels. Nice headshot onto Elige. Adren, though, gives him 1 back. 2 on 2 now. P90 expecting Stico on the flank, but Simple can't do anything about it. He will lose to the powerful submachine gun. Now Adren left to clutch. I've seen some nice stuff from him, and he's been good actually this entire LAN pretty much.
Oh,
but
wow.
won't check his left.
Stico just out-positioned him hard there, and getting the kill on Simple. Simple will not be happy about that. I mean, that's put them on match point. If he gets that kill, then, you know, they have A, they also have B if they want it in the 2v1, and suddenly Liquid are on match point. 1 away from losing, put all of their resources into that round.
Sad face.
So, it feels bad, man.
That'll be Liquid's mascot if they don't advance to the major.
Feels monster, man. Yeah, not much to go off of here. I mean, look at this. They spent all their money, and they don't even have money for head armor. How's that even possible?
They dropped 2 AKs.
They dropped 2 AKs.
That's
Okay.
why. Yeah.
That makes sense. That's something interesting that we don't see very often. It's mostly people just buying for themselves, getting armor and what they can. Instead, putting a little bit of money into their teammates.
Yeah, I like it though. I mean, just build up the raid bosses. Those AKs can be very, very scary. But HellRaisers, well funded. Oscar again with the op. He's been so fantastic, really in every map that they've played, because most of them have gone the distance, minus that cash one. That one was a quick showing. But HellRaisers striking back here on Overpass. Oscar moving out. He's over at A. Kucher and Zero playing very passive at the B site. So it's more or less a retake setup for B on this rifle round, because they're expecting something fast and loose from Team Liquid.
Oh wow, the boost pays off. Angel, though, trade simple. The man who just got the kill, Nitro, answers back. And now we have one person in a really good spot. That's Deco, looking for a second kill. Along does find it, picks up an AK, and maybe we'll complete with a third. No, it's Kucher. He's got his back. HellRaisers take the map 16-7. Not quite as dominant as Cash, but dominant nonetheless. Whoa, Deco up to 32 kills. And a lot, I mean, you know, multi-kills, sure, but also just great positioning. You know, shooting people in the back is a sign that you're standing in the right spots, and more often than not, he got many of his double kills that way.
Yeah, fantastic performance from him. Steeko gets into, actually it's only HellRaisers members that remain in the 100 ADR club. Steeko near 130, and Angel falls back a bit to 102. 32 and 13 was Steeko. He must have felt really bad after that performance on Cash, because he opened a can of whoop ass here on Overpass. Why not? We've been rhyming all the time just because of the player names. Throw one more in there.
Yep.
If Thorin can say, what did he say? Rudy,
Riddle,
Tooty,
diddle,
Shooty?
yeah.
Yeah, so
something
who
like
knows? But yeah, I mean, that one, of course, a bit more competitive, but still only 7 rounds for Liquid. The redeeming factor of a 16-7 is that Liquid didn't get any of the pistol rounds. So that's like 6 right off the table. And they were able to be somewhat effective in some of the rifle rounds. And Launders, you got any last point to make before we send it down?
No, that's about it.
All right, so we're going to go down to the desk, brought to you by the original hosts, or the original stars of 2.5 Men.
All right, then.
See where he's going with that.
Execution, very important on you.
Yeah.
And getting rid of casters that you don't need.
Wow.
So, we have gone the distance. Blue, your prediction coming true. It was an interesting one. I mean, Team Liquid, they seemed to be doing all right initially, and then, HellRaisers got off to a good start. Then they started coming back into it, Team Liquid. I thought, well, this one could go to this, but in the end, HellRaisers really sort of just pulled away with it. So how were they able to do that?
So Liquid, big problem for them is that they were sort of locked into the sites, I noticed, for a lot of their CT start there, just sort of really afraid to get aggressive whatsoever there. So oftentimes they're locked into the site, they're not really wanting to get aggressive to move out and look for these kills. And the fact that HellRaisers just move right in, box them in, and pick them off kill for kill, there's almost never any response for it in the first half. So they take full control from there. Not only this too, but one player really dropped the ball on this map, one that actually is normally the hero for Liquid on LAN matches, which was Elige. He really barely picked up any kills at all here, so a really underwhelming performance from him as well. Led to Liquid dropping this one.
Anything
I think Blue actually kind of nailed it in predicting what might happen for Team Liquid. He said the problem for Overpass for them is that on their CT side, they wouldn't necessarily know how to play the A site. They'd just play back in the site. They wouldn't play aggressively on the bathrooms, etc. And if you look at the way the game went, it actually tied into what I was saying the problem HellRaisers had on Cash which was they never had the dynamic reactive CT side where wherever they make some space, you go occupy that space. They just stayed in their sites and waited for you to come in the site. So all that happened was anytime the Liquid guys got attacked, there was never any flanks, there was never any danger in that sense. And so you allow HellRaisers to play the game and just walking into the sites that they want to do. And so I think that's a mistake to play against this particular team, because you cannot think them to a degree, or you can at least make them have to think a bit. And since it's such a slow team, they don't want to have to be worrying about like someone behind them here and someone over here, or a threat that you're pushing somewhere else. Instead, they got to choose where all the aim duels took place. That's what they like about that style. And so Team Liquid CT half basically killed the game already. By the time they switched over to T side, it's really hard against any kind of a decent Overpass team, and obviously HellRaisers is good on Overpass.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get like 10 rounds T-side or whatever it is you need. So they really had massive work cut out for them, and I didn't think that was ever going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of that T side, do you think there's anything they could have done differently, Blue? I mean, it seemed a bit static almost. They didn't seem to really have these kind of like fast executes. They weren't really playing as aggressive as I thought they could.
The problem is that's almost every North American team on Overpass right now.
Right.
No one has anything advanced in North America to play on that. Yeah, you could maybe say Energy would be able to bring something to that simply because they have Gob B now as their IGL, but among the North American IGLs and leaders and statisticians, I guess you could call them, there's no team that really plays a super advanced strategy on that map. So it's typical to expect that.
And Simple as well, bit subdued so far in the series. Haven't really seen the best from him. Now, is this because when we had the Nitro as in-game leader, perhaps he felt he was, wanting to make plays and be a bit more individualistic in his style, and Adrian's reined him in, or is it just an underperformance? Is he playing differently today than he was yesterday?
I mean, obviously on Cash it wasn't needed, but they were just rolling so much that, I mean, Hiko was going mental. There was no need for him on that map. The thing is, I get the feeling like yesterday, part of that might have been the fact it was Dust 2, and the fact that the game wasn't going so well, so he had all these opportunities, and a great fragger can go crazy on Dust 2, we know that. On Overpass here, yeah, he should have been more of a factor here, because the great thing about a map like this, with all these different ranges, is for someone like him who's so dynamic with which weapon he can use, in theory, if you give him the freedom, he should be actually the guy where I'd want him playing like the Olafmeister role that they play in Fnatic there, where Olafmeister is the guy who chooses where to push up on A, and the other people like Crims, etc. in Fnatic, what they do is they back him up and they just play off whatever he's doing. So if they're playing passively in the site, they just play back like that. Otherwise, the reason why Fnatic's kind of revolutionized the meta of how you play the CT of Overpass was by attacking the long area there, but without just getting killed very easily each time. You get so much information, because if you meet them there and you don't get killed, right, they're starting to build up to come across to the toilets, which takes a long time to clear every spot. So they have to clear every spot because they know that you've been pushing up there. And then if they don't go there, you get the fastest possible call that they're going to the other side. And that's the problem. When you get hit at the other side from Monster, if you don't know anyone's coming at that point in time, it's really hard to defend that side with just like 2 people or 1 person playing off. So that's where you really need to sometimes be able to gamble the extra man over. Now, since Team Liquid never made any presence to CT like this, they never attempted to force us and get information. They were just stuck doing exactly what I said HellRaisers did wrong. So you just sit in the site and you just pray that you hit the first 2 headshots. Otherwise, you're going to get overwhelmed and they're going to take the site. So I think that, yeah, it was a mistake in terms of in how they use Simple on a map like this. Like, that's one of the things. Since they came to the Simple lineup, the old lineup was a Cash and Overpass team. But I noticed they had been basically playing like Dust 2 and Cash all the time with the new lineup. So I wonder if that's part of it. They haven't adapted to Overpass. And like I said, this isn't even the real team that they're using right now, because it was the team from a week ago. But then how long had Simple been there? A couple of weeks. So they're not going to have all 7 maps down, that's for sure.
Ironically enough, too, the player that often is touted as the worst player for Team Liquid, at least the old roster, Dren, if I remember correctly, was actually top fragging for this match too.
Well. And let's not forget, he did very well in that Dust 2 game. Now, we're going to be moving into Dust 2 in a moment, so we'll talk about that when we get back. We're going to go to a short commercial break before we do. Do come back in about 5 minutes, I think it's going to be, and then we're going to get this series wrapped up. Who's going to go through it with the Major? Will it be Team Liquid or HellRaisers? Find out after the break.